There's a particular kind of tired that doesn't come from your own life. It comes from carrying someone else's. For a long time, you couldn't feel the difference. Their bad mood became your afternoon. Their silence became your evening, spent replaying every word you'd said, searching for the one that might have caused it. You didn't call it a burden, you called it love. Loving someone you believed meant staying attuned to every shift in their weather, noticing before they said anything, softening before they asked, apologizing before you even understood what for. So you became fluent in their moods before you were fluent in your own. You knew when they were about to go quiet. You knew the exact tone that meant something was wrong. You knew how to move carefully around a feeling that wasn't even yours. What you didn't know for a long time was how much of yourself you were setting down to make room for all of that. There's a specific exhaustion in always being the one who checks, the one who asks if everything's okay, even when you're the one who isn't, the one who absorbs the tension in a room before anyone says a word. You got so good at it that you stopped noticing you were doing it at all. It became a kind of reflex, walking into a room and scanning it the way you'd scan weather before a storm. Their posture, their tone, the length of a pause before they answered you. You read all of it instantly, instinctively, the way some people read a room for danger. And in a way, that's exactly what it was. Not danger from them necessarily, but danger to the fragile balance you'd built, the one where their calm meant you could finally exhale. You didn't realize how much of your own breath depended on their mood until the day it didn't anymore. It only became visible in its absence. The first time you didn't reach for their mood, the second you walked into a room. The first time their silence didn't send you searching for what you'd done wrong. At first, that felt like something was missing, like you'd forgotten a responsibility. But it wasn't a responsibility. It never was. Somewhere along the way, you had confused care with custody. You thought loving them meant holding their feelings for them, as if they couldn't hold their own, as if your job was to keep the weather calm, even when the storm belonged entirely to someone else. Their disappointment used to feel like evidence. Proof that you'd done something wrong, said something wrong, been something wrong. Now you understand disappointment can simply be a feeling passing through someone else, with nothing to do with your worth at all. That understanding didn't arrive all at once. It came slowly in small refusals, the day you didn't apologize for a mood you didn't create, the conversation where you let their silence exist without chasing it, the moment you realized their sadness could sit in the room without needing you to fix it. Each refusal felt strange at first, almost selfish. You had spent so long being the emotional caretaker that simply existing without managing everyone around you felt like abandoning something. But you weren't abandoning anything. You were finally putting down what was never yours to hold. There's a particular grief in realizing how much of yourself you spent this way. The energy given to feelings that weren't yours. The years spent fluent in someone else's emotional language while your own went quiet, unlearned, unheard. You think sometimes about how many conversations started with their name and ended without yours ever entering it. How many nights you fell asleep replaying their words, and how few you spent simply asking yourself how you felt about any of it. You don't blame yourself for it. You simply see it now, clearly, the way you couldn't before. You still care? That hasn't changed. But care doesn't mean caring. It doesn't mean absorbing every shift in someone else's mood as if it were a message about you. Their feelings are allowed to exist without your intervention. Their sadness doesn't require your apology. Their disappointment doesn't require your correction. You can care about someone deeply and still let their emotions belong entirely to them. That distinction, small, quiet, easy to miss, might be one of the most important things you've ever learned. It shows up in strange, small places now. In the way you can hear someone sigh without immediately asking what's wrong. In the way you can sit across from disappointment without feeling responsible for softening it. In the way silence, even uncomfortable silence, doesn't automatically become your job to fill. You used to think that kind of stillness meant you didn't care enough. Now you understand it might be the opposite, that finally letting someone's feelings exist without your constant management is its own quiet form of respect for them and for yourself. Because when you stop carrying what was never yours, you finally have room to feel what actually belongs to you. Your own tiredness, your own relief, your own quiet, without anyone else's weather moving through it first. Some days, old habits still surface. You still catch yourself watching for signs, bracing for a mood that hasn't even arrived yet. Door closes a little harder than usual, and some old part of you starts scanning for what you did. But the moment passes faster now. You remember you already put that weight down, and it stays down because it was never yours to carry in the first place.